Ever since I started dropshipping in 2019, my biggest goal was to hit $100,000 a month, which is crazy to say, but 2 years later, I was able to accomplish that and then went on to do it multiple other times and also help people do the exact same thing. And in this video, I'm not only going to show you the how to make that happen, but the journey, my specific journey on how I was able to accomplish that in such a short period of time. 2 years might sound like a long time, but trust me, I'm only 24 years old. Oh, finna be 24 years old in a couple months, but only 23 at the moment, and to be able to accomplish those results that quick is crazy. So let's talk about how. So all you see on this right hand side, this is a true story. I went from in 2021, so this all happened in 2021, went from $0 to $48,000 in 15 days with 5K profit. So here goes the numbers right there. And then here goes the receipts. You're going to see a lot of receipts when it comes to this because I've been in the game for a while when it comes down to dropshipping, but I have yet to actually talk about it how I am now, because you'll see why in the story time and in my specific journey on why it's been 4 years since I've been talking about it. Let's keep moving forward. We see the receipts, 5K profit, just like that. And then look at the dates. So that was May 17th in 2021. And then to go on a few months later, within Q4 2021, that's when I hit my first 100K month and had 32% margins with 42K profit within that month. So like I said, I started in 2019 and my biggest goal is to hit 100K month. 2 years later, I was able to accomplish that. If this is something that you want to accomplish, this is the right video for you to be watching at this current moment. I'm gonna just go straight into the how, because that's ultimately what we're here for. I'm gonna get straight to the point. So it's done through this method called the VTB method, okay? Which stands for validate, test, and then brand. A lot of people fail in dropshipping because they only validate and test but never get to the branding part. And that's what's the biggest things of how you're able to see like these crazy months of 100K or 400K or crazy numbers like that, is because they've went through the validate, test, brand process. So what does validate even mean? So you don't want to just test out anything and everything. You don't want to throw spaghetti to the wall hoping that it sticks. It's very detailed things that you want to look for in the product. For example, does it have demand in the market at the current moment? Is there people showing that they love it and it solves their problem? Does it make life easier for people? Does it have a trend, Google trend? Has it worked in the past? There's so many validation points that will make sure that you have a great product, and most importantly, make sure you have a 2.5 margin or a 3x margin, just to make sure you can actually collect profit. Okay, so there's very detailed points of how to validate a product. And then testing the product, make sure the product page is high converting, make sure you have your FAQs, your reviews, your sticky added cards you just had that frequently bought together. There's so many apps, just a formula of apps that you want to put on your store to make sure that it converts these people whenever they come to your store. So this is what people do. They validate and test. And if people have yet to get their first sale or anything like that, there's no way I could have fit all this information inside this short little video for you. So I have this $1 course that's in the description that shows you how to succeed, finding winning products, how to import the product, building a high converted page, must have apps, connecting Facebook to your store, finding ads to your store, and even running your first sales campaign. So this $1 course has everything you need to get started, and ultimately is your care package for anyone that's in the beginning stages of making it happen, because e-commerce really did change my life. Look at these days, $7,000 a day, $8,000 days, 67,000 months. And you've probably seen me post a lot of things about SMMA and things of that nature. This was my bread and butter. I've thrived off e-commerce since 2021, and that's what I've always been doing. But you'll see in my journey on why I haven't been able to talk about it how I am now. For everyone that came in to, how do you do that? How do you do that? This is the how. This is the validate, test, brand method. And then for people that just want to be in and out, you have this $1 course that gives you everything you need to get in there. Okay. For now, the people that want to understand how I went from making this type to starting off from completely zero, this is my ultimate story and how I made it happen. You might be able to relate to it, because truthfully, I honestly wanted to be a professional athlete, because like I've always wanted to make $100,000 months or just make millions of dollars, and there was only athletes that represented that. Okay, so that guided me into sports. So I was like, yo, if they can do it, I can do it. So I was pretty talented in soccer, and that's what I did all my life. I was growing up playing soccer as a jet. You see me, boom, boom, playing soccer. Even went on to show my best moment, to show that this is all genuine and real. Look at this. slide is OD. That slide is crazy. So as you see, that was a dream for real. I promise you, I thought I was going to the league when it comes down to it. But as we see, I went ahead and went to college, signed, went to a number 8 in the nation, JUCO, Hill College. And to cut things short, it didn't fall out as planned. Like, it didn't work out as I thought it would. You know, you go to school and everybody in their district was like their number one, they're the man in their high school. And to bring them all collectively into one college, it's like, dang, you got so much talent. And it was just like, all right, let me figure something out, because I got to change my ways. So I went ahead and I dropped out, and then I started doing personal training. So teaching has always been within me. I've always wanted to show the next person how to get to that level. So this is just crazy to look back and see, like, yo, as soon as I got out of college, I went ahead and started teaching people. And then I created a real business around this soccer. This is all going to lead towards how I made my first $100,000 month with e-commerce. So stick with me, and you really might relate to this, because I built soccer tournaments, I had FIFA tournaments, even had merch. And this is how I got introduced to e-commerce, okay? So this is how I was able to actually understand, like, what? I can put something online and then people buy it, and I don't even have to ship it myself. Like, they ship it straight to the person for me. So if you don't know what dropshipping is, or just e-commerce as a whole, like, say for example, you come to my store and you buy a product for, let's say, $30. And then I buy the product from my supplier for $10, and they ship it straight to you. So I collect that profit within between, and that's how and you could do that 100 times a day, 50 times a day, 10 times a day. It doesn't matter. So that's the beauty of e-commerce. You don't have to hold in inventory. You don't have to have all these packages shipping out every single day. We can do this literally anywhere and everywhere. So that's when I discovered it. And check out my first one, or my first like product ever. See that? Crazy. I created videos, was in the backyard, really doing it. And this was in 2020. So whenever my first week of doing it, though, I made $1,000. I was like, yo, like, this is crazy. I did not even ship. I didn't have no product in hand. Well, I did have the product in hand to make the videos. But then when I made the video, all I did was showcase it and got sales. I was like, yo, this is actually real. And it was so surreal. I had to really pull out the money and see if it was real money, bro, for real. And this is 2020. The receipts are receipting. The receipts are there. So like, I want everyone to see the full journey and know that I've been in the game for a while. And this is just something that's always been there. And we'll get into the why behind everything. So as you see, I started running it up. I'm like, yo, 3,000 in just that time frame. I'm 19 years old this time. I'm like, yo, what's up? I'm up. And then things just kind of ran dry. My money ran dry, and I just didn't figure it out, because I was all just off the YouTube. Like, I was just buy this little course, buy that, and I got some sales, but I wasn't able to sustain it all the way. So I went ahead and actually got a 9-to-5. So like, started selling cars. I started making some pretty good money selling cars. It was like one of my biggest things. So I was selling cars at the high top fade. Come on, man, selling them cars, whips. And as I was doing this, and that's why I always preach, like, you are in a great position if you have a 9-to-5 or you have a job, because you have the ability to invest into yourself. You have a business partner that is paying you to invest into yourself. Because look, I was even selling cars and drop shipping. Come on. The receipts are receipting. This is in 2020. I showed you I was selling cars. Like, I stopped because it ran dry. But that, I got a 9-to-5 and I kept going. So whenever you hear me talk about like persistence doesn't recognize failure, it's coming from a sincere place. Like, I've been there. I've been in all those positions. I've been in those failures. I've been in those setbacks, been on the come ups. So like, everything that I come from when it comes down to just e-commerce or just business overall, it comes from conviction. You could probably feel it because I've been through it. So that's where it comes from. Just going on that little tangent, because a lot of people just get so discouraged so quick. Like, man, just because you see someone that's been able to accomplish that doesn't mean that just happened overnight. There's so many things that go in between, and everyone has their own journey. So just stick on your journey and just go with the formula, you know? So I kept failing though. I kept falling short because I was getting some sales here and there. As you see, like, I sold a car and made like 200 in sales, but I just got my ad account restricted and all that. Just seemed to keep falling down. But then that's when I reached out to one of my first mentors, AC, and got on a call, and I'm like, yo, like, please, I need some help, dog. Like, what's going on? I don't know, and things of that nature. So I went ahead and actually paid for his mentorship. I was like, you know what? I was making money selling cars, you know, and then I had some bread, so I was like, you know what, let me go ahead and pay for it. It was $5,000 at the time, so it was a pretty steep one. And like I said, I was 19 years old, so the boy, that was a lot of money for the boy at the time, you know what I'm saying? But I really believed in myself when it came down to it. And right before I made that big investment, I was reading this book and it said no risk, no story. And it's so beautiful to say, like, now that I've been through it, because I wanted to make this I wanted to hit $100,000 in 2019. There's no way in hell that I would have been able to do what I'm doing right now if it happened that quick. I genuinely believe that. All the things that I've went through, all the setbacks, all the comebacks, everything that it's just so beautiful in the journey. So that's how I've been able to help so many other people. And I don't think I would have been able to do it if it happened so much faster than it did. But let's just say that $5,000 turned into a great investment. It was well worth it. Made 81K in that time frame, and then had 22,000 in profit just off the 5K investment. And then I went ahead and started teaching within that same agency too. So you see, as you see, I'm true to this, not new to this, bro. This was 2 years ago. I screenshotted this today. Today is March 17, 2024. So this was 2 years ago, making videos about this. So now you can kind of put two and two together on why I couldn't like talk about e-commerce on my own platform, because I was intertwined with a team to where like I couldn't really put it out there. It had to be under the squad, you know what I'm saying? So that's where you see a lot of my original dropshipping content. And what got me into like really teaching it some more is because there's a lot of people out here scamming over a skill that I've known for the past 5 years. Are you kidding me? Like, people are really wanting to learn this skill, and there's people out there that are scamming people just off of perceptions that they know it. Like, nah. So this is where I genuinely take what I do serious, because it's possible. Like, all throughout that whole journey that you just seen, it's what led to the $48,000 in a span of just 15 days. And then that's what led to making the $100,000 in that month with 32% margins and $42,000 in profit. That whole journey is what led to making it happen. And for the people that are still watching right now, I gave you the blueprint in the beginning of the video, the VTB method, and I gave you the resource to get started now. So if you're here and you're watching at this point, that means you really connect with me and understand like where it's coming from and how I was actually able to make that happen. And I'm so grateful for the journey, because now I can come in the game with so much experience, 5 years, so much experience, and can relate that through these videos and relate that through these courses and give that teaching through everything that I've been through, because the journey has been there. So as we see, we went on and started doing it, and as promised, I did tell you guys by the end of this video I would show you what a good product page and what a bad one looks like, and what a lot of people do and what people don't do that to succeed. So here's a bad example of a product. So this is what I mean by validate and they test it. They validated the product and they tested the product, but they have yet to brand. And if this, I don't know whose product page this is, but yeah, like this, you'll see the difference. So this is what a bad example looks like. But here's what a good example looks like. So this is the validate, test it, and they brand it. So this is how you're able to hit those 10K days, 5K days, 1K days, 100K months, whenever you validate, test, and brand. And the testimonials are just crazy. Like, I've been doing this for such a long time. I've been teaching since 2021, and I've been doing this since 2019. So all the results are absolutely crazy. And one of my biggest one is recent. I've helped a beginner go from $0 to $400,000 in a span of 90 days. And look at this. So they want to be this guys, but this was in a week, 45K. This is when December 6, 2023, mind blown. They hit 400K in that week. So this was one store, 100K, another one, 300K. Crazy. Prior to this, they didn't know what dropshipping was. And then look at this. This is me right here. The receipts are receipting, as we see. Like, it's just in the receipts. Their goal was to make 60K for the month. They made that in the week. This week, 60K. Let's go. And this is before we hit 100K, and we hit that, and we went on and hit 400K in that time frame. And that's when I knew like this formula is a lot of people put on a perception like dropshipping is dead. That's crazy. I think dropshipping is only the beginning right now. There's so many ways to get into it, and it's so much easier, which makes it more strategic now. And that's what I'm gonna be doing a lot of these videos, and that's exactly why I do what I do. So all of that stuff is my journey and how I was able to go from how I made my first 100K month, and then how I help other people do the exact same thing. And this is why I do what I do. So I started really teaching my stuff in February. So I started this program, been through mentorships I've helped through, and I know that those are like the most, that's where people get the most results, where they get the most help, where they have the one-on-one connection, the one-on-one help with the person to actually guide them from this spot to that spot. And that's why I created what I created. So what I have is this ECommerce Academy. So this is where I give 2 calls per week with the group calls, and give you the assistance and have the community where people are in like-minded just like yourself that are going ahead and trying to accomplish those exact same goals and hit you there, because your network is everything. If you're surrounded by a whole lot of people that are not doing anything and not trying to really grow, you're going to be that 6th person. But if you're hanging around 5 people that are all growing, trying to make it to the next level, you're going to be that 6th person to make it to that next level. So I know how important community is. I know how important the mentorship is. I know how important that guidance of actually getting that help whenever it's needed, because you could try to search on YouTube and you've seen the journey I've been through it trying to make it happen, but it's nothing like that one-on-one guide. So open this up, and if you want to be a part of it, I have 5 spots opening up for April, because I'm doing this right now. I already got the people, the results have been resulting, and I'll be dropping those results here as we go on. But for the month of April, I am opening up 5 more people to join the program. So if you want to be a part of it and you want to learn more about this, just DM me the word skills on Instagram. So my Instagram is at Keondre.Taylor, and I'll go ahead and walk you through and see if it's a good fit for you. But moral of everything is, the way to make this happen is through the method: validate, test, brand. I showed you what a good product page looked like. I gave you the resources to make it happen. So now it's time for you to go out there and execute. So let's look at it one more time. This is what a bad one looks like. They just validated, tested without branding. And this is what branded looks like. And once again, if you want to get inside and want to accelerate yourself to get to the point where you want to be when it comes down to e-commerce, learn from a genuine person, hopefully you got to see my whole journey and see like where this conviction comes from and how I'm able to really feel you when it comes down to everything that goes. Just DM me the word skills on IG and we'll get started, man. I'll help you. I'll see if it's a good fit for you, get you in the program and get you all right. But I hope this gave you the inspiration of what's possible. Hopefully you got to know me a little bit more and see my journey on why like dropshipping was my bread and butter and how I got to the point where I'm at right now. And I hope you get some value as I keep dropping these e-commerce videos. So I'll see you on the next one. Peace.